It's been over a month since we got back from Nationals, and it's been a really, really long couple of weeks. And not a lot has gone on in the Yu-Gi-Oh world. We've had discussions about ban lists since the end of the format is coming up. Discussions about what's going to go on at Worlds and what we think will win. But I think pretty much everybody agrees the Dragon Rulers and Prophecies will be there at the top. And Las Vegas is getting closer, but it's ways away. So I came up on a stretch of about 4 days where I had to work every single day until literally 2 hours before my plane left for Las Vegas. So I worked those shifts, got them done, hopped in the car, and took off to the airport. When I got to the airport, I wasn't checking any bags through to where I had to go to baggage claim to get them later, so I was carrying everything on, and I actually got through really smoothly, got in, sat down, relaxed, and had about an hour and a half before my flight. This is actually looking like it's going to be a pretty empty flight, so I'm really excited about that, and I hope that I don't have to sit next to too many people on the plane. Luckily, I walk on, and I'm like the 30th person on the plane or something like that, and I go all the way to the back, and there's nobody back there, and we're allowed to pick any seat we want since we're traveling with the particular company that we are, and so I'm able to sit down at a seat that only has 2 seats next to me, and they're both open, so I'm going to have the whole bench to myself. It's going to be great. The flight was really smooth, and it was really cool. I've never been to Vegas, and so as we slowly started to lower down over Nevada, it was really cool watching all the desert and the mountains and the hills and everything form up, and then eventually I was able to start making out little cities and little towns, and before too long we started landing, and I couldn't be more excited. The tension was building. I really wanted to get here. I have a lot of friends that have been here for a day or so already. So I'm really interested to get there and find Slim and kind of get this show on the road and hang out in Vegas with all my friends. So we finally land, and as soon as I step out of the airport terminal, what do you think I see? Slot machines. Slot machines everywhere. As soon as you get off the planes, I'm walking through and there's big lights, billboards for Blue Man Group, concerts, magic shows, tons of people. This is much bigger than the Oklahoma City airport by far, and it's really cool to see. It's something I'm not really used to. And so I call my friends who are actually giving me a ride so that I don't have to pay for a taxi to the hotel. And so I'm gonna go find those guys. As I come down the stairwell, I see a sign that says Kiko. I'm like, awesome, there they are. So they end up taking me to my hotel. We're not going to go to the Strip tonight. We're actually going to just kind of get to the hotel and rest up. I have a buddy who's at the hotel not feeling too well, so I'm going to go check on him and see what's up for the rest of the night.
He's like, all right, we're in the desert. Where's all the cactus?
So after I get to the room, I kind of get in, settle down for a minute, text everybody, let everybody know I'm there, and I do a lot of stuff on social media, Facebook and Instagram and stuff, so of course I'm updating all those. And I go to check on Aaron. After I see that he's feeling a little bit better after he got to cool down, he and I get up and we decide we're going to walk across the street and go check out this really good place to eat that one of the ladies in the hotel lobby actually recommended, called Famous Dave's. Now, Famous Dave's is a barbecue restaurant, kind of small, but amazing food. The people there were really nice. That's my kind of food from back home, is all of the corn on the cob and the chicken and everything. So we drank. I got some kind of pineapple alcohol thing. It was really good. And we just chilled for the night. So after we get back to the hotel, Aaron crashes, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm in Vegas on Friday night. So I decided I'm going to go to the Strip. Now, here's the problem. I'm staying 12 miles out off of the Strip at a hotel. The reason I'm staying there is because I have a friend that works for a hotel chain, and he gets really good discounts at this place. We were staying there for about $50 a night, which you can't beat being in Las Vegas. But I had to take a cab ride to the Strip, and as we're going, I'm seeing the meter climb and climb and climb. Once it hits $52, I arrive at the Mandalay Bay, which is at one end of the Strip, and Bally's is at the other. When I get in, I can't believe some of the things I'm seeing. There are women wearing basically nothing. There are guys wearing watches that probably cost more than my entire house. And they're going to parties at the Mandalay Bay. There was an Ebony Ivory party going on that night. Carrot Top was performing at the Mandalay Bay. David Blaine was performing there that night. The place was packed and crowded. It's so bright up there. It's one of the most gorgeous movies I've ever seen. So after about an hour trying to find my way around, I get out and I walk. I take off down the Strip. Now, I walk past every place you can imagine. the Mandalay Bay, the Luxor, the Golden Nugget, Treasure Island, Caesar's Palace, the Palms. I walked past every place imaginable. Now people don't realize the Strip is huge. It's very difficult to walk, and as you're walking, some of the places are kind of out of the way, and then all of a sudden, boom, you end up in the middle of the Strip. There's people playing guitar on the side of the road for money, half-naked women laying on the ground, passed out drunk, people stumbling everywhere, people loaded down in expensive-looking jewelry. It was one of the craziest sights I'd ever seen, and this took me an hour to walk down the entire Strip. Finally, after one of the longest, most interesting walks of my entire life, I ended up at Bali. The problem here was my phone was dead. It was 2:30 in the morning. I did have my charger with me, so I had to find a place and sit down, and I finally get a hold of Slim, Paul Cooper, and a couple of other people. And I say, hey guys, come down and visit. I'm at Bally's. Let's do something for a while. So Slim comes down, and for the first time in over a month, I get to see one of my best friends in the whole entire world.
You guys ever have like a big brother or a family member that you miss, and then you get to see them, and you know, you just like, you literally like run up to them and jump in their arms like, yes, I haven't seen you in forever? That's what it was like to see Kiko again. Kiko, Mike, is definitely one of my best friends in this game and just in life. Met him at Nationals of 2011, and we've just been, or 2012, and we've just been kicking it, you know, ever since. Him and his whole OKC crew, everyone is just, you know, just amazing. And it's always great to see him. We always have a great time. We act like we've just seen each other, even though it's been like a couple months. For us, it hasn't been that short since we're kicking it at Nationals, so it was great just to regroup at Worlds, especially in good old Las Vegas. So it was great to see Kiko.
It was great seeing Slim again. The first thing we did was when we went over and got a drink. It was called a Strawbama. It was absolutely amazing. Had rum, had all kinds of things in it. And we went and played some blackjack for a while, did a little bit of gambling, and we just walked around the casino as a whole. This casino is the place where they were actually holding the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship. So it was really neat to see where I was going to be spending most of my time. Now, the problem was I was kind of worrying the entire time because I had money for the trip, but I didn't have tons and tons of extra money, and I did not want to pay $100 a day to get to and from the Strip from a cab. Luckily, I see these guys come up, and they are from Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is about 2 hours north, really close. And they say, hey man, we're actually in the room right next to you. We know some of your friends, and your friend rented out the hotel room to us. I start talking to them, and they find out about my cab situations. They offer me a ride back to the hotel. I couldn't have been more thankful for that. They saved me over $50 that night. It turned out to be one of the best things that happened the entire trip. So on the morning of day 2, we got up and went and ate breakfast down in the lobby of the hotel, and then Aaron and I piled in with the 4 guys from Tulsa in this really tiny car, so we're smushed in the back. It was pretty comedic, to be honest, and we headed off towards the event center. The event center was at Bally's Hotel and Casino, which is an awesome hotel. It's really big, and there was an event center in the very back of the main casino floor, but it was really neat being able to walk past all the casino action that was going on, the clubs and everything that they had down there. We walk down the hall, and we see tons of people out in the halls playing Yu-Gi-Oh! On the floor, trading, buying, whatever, and we start seeing all the signs for the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships. This room is enormous. It's really cool. They've got televisions that are showing the matches going on in the other room. There are animations from the TV show going on, and lots of side events that have already started. They had a really neat thing in this event where they happen to have carnival games that you could earn stamps for participating in, and the stamps would earn you prizes such as national sleeves or prophecy mats or structure deck mats, which was really nice to have something to do for free that you got some really cool prizes for it. They had a beanbag toss that was really fun. For every time you participated, you got a stamp, and then you got to throw 3 beanbags, and you got 1 stamp for every one that you made. And that was really fun. It was funny to see me, Slim, Billy Brake, a bunch of us over there doing this particular game. They also had a basketball area where you got a stamp for entering and then a stamp for each shot that you made out of 3 shots. That was a lot of fun. They had Yu-Gi-Oh! Bingo. They had dueling with these giant cards that were preset decks, and you actually got to duel with cards that were about human size, which was really cool. Lots of neat stuff, lots of side events, and everything was free, which was great.
Actually, all the side events and the carnival games that they put together was just really neat, and it was something special that made Worlds that much more better, especially because everything was free and there was prizes for everything, and just made the whole thing much more enjoyable. But I had a lot of fun doing the tag team duel. I had a blast doing all that.
So we went in and sat down in the actual room where the tournament was going on, It's really quiet. They are actually filming different feature matches, and they're doing the Dragon Duels and the actual World Championship at the same time. And I was thinking that Team USA had a great shot of winning this year. Really quickly, we got to see Oliver Tamaiko and Ben Leverett play. These are two Dragon Duel players from the US that are really, really good. They each won their first couple of matches. Ben's went into time at one point, but the US was doing pretty well, and they were sucking it up as well. Patrick Hoban and a couple of other of our higher ranked players lost 2 or 3 rounds in a row, while Aaron Riker and David Keener went near undefeated, which was really cool to see. Robert Boyajian, I think, went into the end of day 1 with 1 loss, which gave us some really good hope for day 2. Now, it was really hard to get footage in this hall because they did not really want you filming, and it was very difficult to get actual coverage of the tournament itself while this was going on, but it was nice to be able to go in, sit down, relax in a quiet area and watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Being played at such a high level. It was really cool, and of course dragons were around everywhere. I think we had one prophecy in the top, which was David Keener from the United States. It was also really cool getting to see all of the international players playing. There were some really good matches that went on. It was a lot of fun, and I wish we got to see more things like this at North American YCSs. After we got done playing the games and watching some of the matches for the World Championship, Aaron and I decided to go walk around downtown a little bit, down the strip. And when we got outside, we heard somebody say that they were about to do the light water show over at the Bellagio. I'd heard about this. It's supposed to be awesome. So we went to go check it out. And with all the people there, with everybody watching, it turned out to be one of the coolest sights of the night. At the end of a long day 1, all the guys from Tulsa invited Aaron and I to go eat at this Japanese geisha steakhouse that was by our hotel. It was really cool. We had an amazing waiter. They cook in front of you. There was fire going everywhere. Amazing food. We had some drinks, hung out, and just had a great time with our waiter, who was from Hawaii and was just telling us all kinds of stories about living in Vegas, and it was an absolute blast. Like I said earlier, these guys were lifesavers by being able to taxi us back and forth from the strip to the hotel, saving us about $50 a trip. We could have been more thankful for them. It turned into be a blast, and we had so much fun. I can't wait to see what's going to happen tomorrow on day 2 to see if the U.S. can bring home the World Championship.
There you go.
So we wake up on day 2, and they are not going to be starting the event quite as early as they did the day before. Also, there's not going to be as much going on for the general public as there was the first day, unless you just want to do side events. The day 2 was focused more heavily on the actual playing of the World's Championship when things got closer and closer to the final rounds. We packed in the car with the Tulsa guys again and went to a couple of anime shops, some Japanese Tokyo shop type things, and it was really cool. They had awesome things in there, Gundam wing figures, Pokemon stuff, a lot of things like that, as well as like traditional Japanese things like the Lucky Cats and a bunch of stuff like that that was really cool. It was nice getting to see some extra areas that were off of the strip that kind of were partial towards gamers and towards anime collectors and people like that. It was a nice, enjoyable experience. We got to hang out with the Tulsa guys and get to know them a lot better. We kind of reminisced about the dinner we had the night before, just how fun it was, and just hanging around with those guys was awesome. I'm going to miss them after this trip for sure, and I can't wait to hang out with them again. But for now, we got to go see all of the anime shops, and then we headed off back to Bally's to go finish up the end of the World Championships. After the finals were pretty much set up, Dan Green and Erica Schroeder came out to do a scripted duel as Mai and Yugi, where they dueled out Yugi's deck versus Mai's Harpy deck. There was just a lot of funny interaction going on. It really got the crowd going and set up for an awesome final between Oliver Tamaiko and a player from Japan for the Dragon Duel Championships. I've talked to Oliver and hung out with him a little bit at Nationals and in a few of the YCSs. He is a great player. for his age. He can hold his own with the kids that are 16, 17, 18, in their early 20s, mid 20s. He can hang with pretty much anybody. They do play top tier decks, and he travels all over the country with his friend Ben, which was awesome for the US to actually bring home another Dragon Duel champion. That shows that our younger kids are doing really well and learning this game the way it's supposed to be played. So then we were also set up for the finals between David Keener and the kid from Taiwan. They went back and forth, back and forth. David got smashed game 1. Game 2, David was fighting back. He was looking really, really good. And then the kid from Taiwan activated card destruction and drew into the 2 card, which was the blaster that he needed so that he could pitch it to get rid of the Jowgen that was on the field. This allowed him to OTK David, which... it was really funny seeing his reaction when he drew Burner. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get that on film, but he kind of had this little reaction, and he was so excited that he drew into Burner. It turned into a huge meme in the Yu-Gi-Oh world. You guys have probably seen it. And card destruction gave him the win. So the US did bring home second place. We didn't bring home first, but you can't really complain about that. It was a really good match. He did get 2-0'd, but hopefully we'll be able to get him next year. So once again, we had another tournament coming to a close. This probably had 600 or 700 people here, people from all over the world, Japan, Germany, Italy, France, the US. And it was over. It was time to go back home, which sucks. Las Vegas is amazing. It was a great place to hold an event. It seemed kind of odd at first, but I think it was an awesome place to go for the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships. It was great seeing Slim again, great meeting Galactic Starstrike Duelist and Inch 95, all these other people that we met. It was so much fun. We got to see some of the most gorgeous buildings in the world in one of the coolest cities that the US has to offer.
It was an amazing experience, and I'm just really going to miss all my friends, missing Slim and everybody, but I'll be seeing him soon at another event. Do this again. I love all you guys, and I'll see you later.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.